Hello. I'm sorry, I'll speak English, but I didn't think about it when I made this. So my TPX is in Norwegian. But if you know Norwegian, good for you, unless it's actually just a reference for me. I'm here to tell about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin conflict. There's a conflict right now in Bitcoin, and it's a lot about scalability and how we're going to scale Bitcoin and how we're actually going to do it. And I'm going to talk about a bit different types of wallets that are out there now. And these are some of the wallets that are out. And some of these are trying to implement their own changes into Bitcoin. And they make these different wallets to see how many people on the network actually support this type of change or this type of change. Right now, they're all talking to each other. They run exactly the same. And you can send Bitcoin from Bitcoin Classic to a Bitcoin Core and to a Bitcoin Unlimited without any problems. But if something happens or some specifics happen on the network, we'll do what's called a hard fork. Bitcoin Core is the reference client. So if you want to make your own version of a Bitcoin wallet because you think Bitcoin Core isn't good enough for your users and you want to make a new one, you'll have to reference Bitcoin Core and use the same consensus rules that are in Bitcoin Core if you want to be able to talk with the network. Bitcoin Core they also want to scale Bitcoin, obviously. And there's some really fun things going on, like segregated witness and Lightning Network to help with that. But basically, they're trying to not increase the block size. This is the first Bitcoin wallet created by Satoshi Nakamoto. And then someone came in and said that we need a bigger block size. We have 1 megabyte today, and that turns out to be 7 transactions per second if you have the smallest transactions, if you fill that up. And 7 transactions per second globally is nothing. So they're proposing a 2 megabyte block size to begin with. And to do this, they'll need 75% of the network. When they get 75% of the network, they'll do a hard fork and they'll start creating 2 megabyte blocks. They also want to implement a voting system. You can go to bitcoinclassic.consider.it and you can look at all the proposals and you can vote on changes and put your vote on that. Anybody can join. And then there's Bitcoin Unlimited. As said in the name, they don't want a height on how many megabytes a block is supposed to be. They want the miners to set those heights themselves and let the market actually decide what the best is. And as of now, obviously, they have 1 megabyte blocks so that they can connect with the rest of the network. If 4 blocks comes in and gets validated by the network, that are bigger than 1 megabyte but smaller than 16, they will be valid. They will be recognized as true blocks of the Bitcoin Unlimited. They will also have a democratic vote on who the main developer is of that Bitcoin implementation, and they'll change it out every second year. And it's worth mentioning BitPay. They want dynamical block size. So they look historical about how full the blocks are. So if you have 90% blocks all the way, they'll just increase it. They'll double the block size. If the blocks are 20% filled all the way, they'll half it again. So you'll have a dynamic block size that will change after what the network actually wants. And they're just experimenting with this. They haven't made their own wallet, their own implementation. They just want to experiment and see if we can get this. That's it.